Hello everyone, this is Douglas. I thought I'd go ahead and make a quick video on this stuff here. This is my 00 scale train collection. This is the locomotives, and we're going to go ahead and get started reviewing these. I wanted to do a video where I cover all the engines and rolling stock that I've collected from this wonderful hobby, because I've been into British trains through Thomas the Tank Engine and his friends, as you can see here. And I've got into it because of YouTube channels such as IC82 or Inner City 82, if you're there back in the day, as well as Sam's Trains and some other British model railroaders. But yeah, this is just a pan view of everything, but I will go ahead and go into detail of my collection, starting with this Port of Authority Sentinel. This is a 6-wheel shunter. They released it, I think, back in 24. And this is the very first official Hornby item that I have purchased. I did purchase a Hornby product before that, and it is one that runs on HO track, but it is technically not part of Hornby's range, and I just bought it for spare parts. But yeah, this is the very first engine I've purchased, and definitely got me hooked into 00 scale trains. So I got this one on Amazon. It was for a good price, and yeah, it looks beautiful, has good detail, can't complain about that. And then we have the DGM 14XX. It's a really rare model now. I actually own 2 of these. I will say one thing I don't like about this model is it has a lot of super fine detail, and a lot of it does break off or comes apart if you're not careful, but I gotta say it's a really nice model. It also has the spun buffers, as you can see, and it has a lot of good detail. Very solid model, runs well. It's actually better than the J94 in terms of mechanism. But yeah, it's still a hassle to tear apart and stuff, so I only recommend you do it if you have to. But then we have the Terrier. This is a black one. It's in Departmental service livery. This one's Waddon, which is the one preserved in Canada. Its department number is, if I were to focus on that one, that is DS680. Pretty cool model. And then we have an 08 shunter here, as you can see, and a gorgeous model. And it's amazing how, despite how old this tooling is, it's, I think, about 25 years old now. A really solid model. Cannot complain about that. Really love the detail and everything. And again, it has the really nice soft details like the buffers. Yeah, very cool, gotta say. Very neat model. And then we're going to move on to the Crab. We're actually going to go back here for a moment because this is the next engine I got. Got a gorgeous model, and I love the LMS Maroon, 13098. Unfortunately, it's not preserved. I would love to get a preserved Crab in LMS Maroon, either the one in the National Railway Museum in York, which is 13,000, or another one of the preserved examples. That'd be pretty cool, but it's a nice one. Very cool model, gotta say. And then we have the E4, as you can see. This is actually a gift from a fellow YouTuber and friend, Captain Rolls, or Eddie. He gave me a good deal on that I couldn't refuse. I traded him some stuff for it, and yeah, it's a really good runner, and it's a really solid mechanism. It's easy to service, so yeah, I really like that thing. I really like this model. Wish it was an LBSC Umber or a Southern Green, but hey, at least I have one, and those ones don't come up too often. And here's a gorgeous LNER B12 and apple green livery. LNER stands for London North Eastern Railway, for those who don't know their British railways. But yeah, it's a gorgeous model. I love the green. I love these standout rods. It has a really nice detailed cab, which I don't think I get into because I have other models in the way, but it is a really nice model. Very gorgeous detail and everything. And yeah, can't complain on that one. And we have the Claude Hamilton, the D16 here. It's in black, and, you know, despite being in black, the livery is actually quite nice. It has really nice red lining across the body and the tender. The yellow is a very nice, rich color. And yeah, even though it's a plain livery, it's done incredibly well, I gotta say. Wasn't really keen on this one originally. I don't know why the camera doesn't want to focus on it, but there we go. Wasn't keen on it originally, but I gotta say, I'm glad I was proven wrong because, yeah, it's a really solid model here. And then we have the Ivatt class. This is an LMS version, not the BR standard one. I'll just move the 08 to one side so we could get a better look at it. But yeah, it's a gorgeous model. All these are really nice. I hate the mechanism on this thing. It's really hard to service and get off because of the hard wiring. The tender has no pickups, which means it has not very reliable on the track, but it has a lot of good detail. I will give it that. Definitely nice model, don't get me wrong, but felt like it could be improved in some areas, put it that way. And then we'll go at the back here for a moment. I have another BR08. It's a different running number. As you can see, this is the actually preserved one, I believe. At least according to what I read up online, it could be wrong, but this one, D3729, is preserved. And sadly, the one I got over here on the front, this one here, D3336, is not preserved. Sadly, it's a shame. 388 or 36? It's 36. Sorry. Anyways, that one in the back, front, not preserved. The one I got later on is preserved, so that's pretty cool. And then we have the Basset Loke. Yeah, I got one of these. Mainly got it for its chassis because they're very reliable, the 040 chassis. The new ones, especially since the gear down so they don't go too fast. But yeah, it's a very tacky thing, I'm not going to lie. One of those deals where I bought it just to get a chassis. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice oddity in my collection, so there's that. And we're going to go into some of my Thomas customs. Now, I do own official 00 scale and HO Thomas models from Hornby and Bachmann. But those I want to do a separate video because I have a lot of those if we add them in. This one I just want to focus on the super detailed realistic trains as well as customs inspired by Thomas and Friends. So we'll look at this one first. This is Henry. It's a really nice model, as you can see. It's the old one with the plastic running plate and no firebox glow. So this one is a little cheaper quality because it is an older tooling. But I prefer that because honestly the older ones run better. I'd rather have a solid runner than a shoddy one. So one of those deals where I went with the old one. And I'm actually glad it's the old one because I bought it this way. It was a custom, as you can see. And they do a really good job with everything. All the transfers and lining. Mine's not perfect though, sadly. It does have some damage to the paintwork in certain areas. But it has real coal, which is nice. And very well detailed and has a nice assortment of faces. It's just the happy face I put on. But yeah, it's a nice model. I can't complain on that. Then we have Gordon here, which is an LNER A1. By the way, Henry's a LMS Class 5 or a Black 5, for those who are wondering. I guess he would be a green 5, technically, because he's green. And then we have Gordon, again, LNER A1. He's exactly like an A1. He didn't change much with that one, which is nice. Again, really nice detail. This is a later version, actually, so it has a die-cast running plate. So this one's a heavy beast. Just like Henry, really good detail, good lining. The rods are even painted red, which is a really nice touch. And I love that really pompous face there. It's a really nice detail for Gordon. Now we have Oliver. It's a nice model. Looking pretty sad, as you can see. This one was kind of scary because actually it had a wire that was loose and touching the wheel flanges. So I had to literally tear him apart, go through all his detailed pipes, and just pull him apart, pull him to one side, and just, you know, realign the chassis and the wiring so they don't interfere with each other. It works now. It's very free rolling now, but obviously it's, you know, a motorized model, as you can see. But it's not as stiff as it was before, which is good. But yeah, same detail as the other DGM model that I own, as you can see here. But yeah, same detail, and everything's really nice. And then finally, this is my most recent acquisition, along with the Oliver here, as you can see here, is the 15XX. This is the new build pannier that was built during the BR era, which is pretty cool. As you can see here, this has some glue stains. I have to fix that. But it's a really solid runner. I mean, it has die-cast tanks, it has a firebox glow. Actually, now I come to think about it, this and Gordon are the only two models I have with the firebox glow, which is a pretty cool feature. And yeah, red rods, just like Gordon. I don't know, it's a really nice model. I really do enjoy having this. And unlike the ones I've seen online, it doesn't have a lot of glue marks, apart from the ones here, but that was the original seller, not the factory. So yeah, that's my 00 skill train collection, at least the locomotives. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rolling stock out. And here's my rolling stock collection. Admittedly, not as much as my locomotive collection, but it is still something, and I am looking to expand this. Obviously, I do have some pieces from the Thomas range, which is actually 00 scale, both from Bachmann and Hornby, but like I said, I'm only doing the ones that are not licensed from Thomas & Friends. I just wanted this to be a little different today. As you can see, we do have the 3 Pullman cars. These are made by Hornby. These are super detailed cars. So they have white painted roofs, as you can see. They have some external fitted details, such as wiring and little vents on the roofs. They have lit kitchen lamps. Well, sorry, table lamps, I should say, for the dining. So I think those are pretty cool. And I have spun buffers, which is a pretty nice touch, because not a lot of rolling stock does have that sort of detail, which is kind of neat. This one is a third class coach. It's car number 17. This one is car 35. And the back car, the big car, is number 161. So we have 3 third-class Pullman cars, and we have one that's also super detailed, but it does have the green roof. But again, same separately fitted details, and it also has spun buffers. If I were to demonstrate that to you, oops, camera focus. Yep, there we go, spun buffers. And this one's called Minerva, I believe. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I think that's what it's pronounced. But yeah, 4 Pullman cars, which are pretty cool. And then we have 2 Western Region BR Suburban coaches. This one is a Western Region coach. They actually are the same ones. I have 2 of the same coach, unfortunately. I was hoping to have different running numbers. These came with my Maroon, Red, NCB 15XX pannier tank, you guys, just like that. So that's pretty cool. Then we have the Furnace Railways 2-plank wagon. That actually came from Sam's Trains. I imported it because I thought it was a pretty neat looking wagon. And then we have 2 Hornby 4-plank wagons, as you can see here. I have 2, I believe these are 6 or 7-plank wagons, as you can see. Probably 6-plank wagons. And then we have the Challenge wagon. This one is, I believe, 8-plank wagon. And then these, I believe, are a little taller. So I think technically these are like 9-plank wagons or 10-plank wagons. But these 3 came from Bachmann, actually. And they came in like a special pack from the NRM, which is pretty cool. I didn't go there myself to York. I just bought this from a person who imported it on eBay. Pretty much like the rest of my stock. I got it pretty much on eBay. And then we do have a couple more pieces of rolling stock. Here's the Sam's Trains physical weathered wagon. And I really bought this as just because the weathering, I think, looks really cool. All the detail put onto the wagon to make it look used and all that. Even little details like that little hole there, as you can see. It's see-through. So I think that's pretty cool. And I got the unnumbered, or the unleaded version, since I wanted this to kind of go with my Season 1 Thomas stock, if I do choose to make some Season 1 replicas. I think it kind of matches the overall theme of a very overused wagon. And I do have a certificate here, as you can see. And then, speaking of Sam's Trains, I also bought the Uncle Fred Fredrickson's balancing military train. Primarily bought it for this guy. I just think it's hilarious to own a cannon card and all that. The thing's been used, so this is kind of a little limp now, so it doesn't... Well, it kind of stays up a little bit, but it's been used, it's been loved, but it's a nice piece. And balancing cars are cool. Unfortunately, the couplings are broken if I were to demonstrate on mine. As you can see, the couplings, they broke off, so nothing I could really do about that. And I don't have spare ones, sadly, so they're just hanging on this broken one over there. I guess I could probably figure out a way to get those 3D printed and replaced, but for now, I just have the cannon car, which is cool. And then we have the Mex Fuel Oil shell tanker, as you can see. Quite a lot of detail, actually. It's a Dapple piece. I think this was originally made by Dapple, and then Hornby inherited the tooling. It's really nicely done, but it does have the really thick tension lock couplings, if I were to focus on those. And those are not really compatible with anything. So that's a little bit of a shame, but I would like to get those replaced sometime. And finally, we have the LSWR brake van, as you can see. The only bit of brake rolling stock I have for the freight cars, but I think it looks really nice, and hey, it's something pretty to look at the back of the train. It has metal buffers, it has a lot of external details. I think it's pretty neat. And that is my 00 scale collection, both rolling stock and engines, or locomotives. Not a big collection, but it's one that's growing, and I hope to get more stuff. In fact, I know I'm going to get a couple more pieces of rolling stock, so it'll be good to add to that. But yeah, for now, that's it. planning next year to make another video, but in the meantime, I'll do some shorts, I'll do some reviews on maybe the coaches, some of the wagons, although, let's be real, unless it's something unique like the Sam's Train stuff, probably gonna just show them only on this video. But yeah, that's my collection, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.